Yes, we're actually going to do a little video here, and what we're looking at is the means of analysis on brainwaves, and we're using a standard EEG type setup. You can see through the mindset here. It actually has sensors here, here, of course right here, and then one over here. And that's just picking up the EEGs. This is a fairly affordable unit, so it could be used on lots of different things. The question is going to become, does it have the sensitivity that we need to do the overall analysis? And so with that in mind, we're going to try and start doing some analysis on this healing touch, as well as some other things, to try and determine the best way to strategize my mind in the future. So with that in mind, I'm going to start throwing some graphs here, and we'll kind of walk through that. Okay, so now what we should be doing is we're recording, and we can see the brain waves here. We have, in essence, all the different waves from 0 hertz up through 50. These represent the the gamma, beta, alpha, theta, and delta waves. I am a little pleased that it has both low gamma, and high gamma, and it does the same on beta and alpha. Now, delta and theta is just a single unit, but that's in a much slower wavelength, so it should be easier to understand. Now, what we're seeing here is that we're able to push our scales on attention and meditation. And meditation really is just more the relationship between alpha, theta, and delta, and how that works. So ideally, you would, I think, in a meditative state, you would want to be up in the delta theta range here as much as you can. If you're in a focus side where you're trying to do a lot of mathematical functions and things like that, you'd want to probably be in the beta and the gamma. So we can kind of see how this thing pictures itself. Now, there are various different representations that we can get out of this. This is a dynamic, which is an interesting way of looking at how the waves are forming. It's just a different view, so that a lot of this is for biofeedback purposes. So you learn how to balance more into the delta and theta. And for instance, let's see if I can push delta and theta. Okay, yeah, we got a delta and a theta there. So, and that's just, I've done some meditation work in it, which is, it definitely picks it up. I'm afraid that what I can see is it's not that hard for me to push the meditational side up into the 90% range fairly easy. But I did run some tests on other people, and they're not able to do this 70 to 90% range in the meditative state. They normally sit around 40 or 50, which is, I guess, normal, but I guess it's just a matter of how much you use your mind in different ways. Now, attention is real easy to do too. I've just, for the little time I've had it, been able to actually push the attention ranges way up into the 90% range. One of the things I'm hoping to study out of this is what's the best pattern. I mean, do we want both our attention and our brain waves to be in sync to where they're all flexing at the same time, or do you want it to where, does it make better sense to be moving from theta to beta to gamma and on and on? So and maybe that's a natural function of the brain, and I haven't studied it well enough yet to know. But I think this will give us some, statistical information related to how we're addressing the issues of the mind, and it's going to return big results in the overall health of the body, is what I'm hoping. Honestly, my health isn't that bad. It's more trying to incorporate the health into the mind and make those, a cohesive unit, because sometimes it gets a little confusing for me as to why we even need the analytical side of the mind. But it is important. So we'll move on from there. So I'll go ahead and close this out, and we'll look at it in a little bit here.